Guys, Deluded Guna, welcome back, man. I've missed you guys, and I know that you guys have missed seeing my buff face. But yeah, Friday, Q&A day, as usual. Thank you very much for the questions, people. It means a lot. If I've missed you out, or you've missed the deadline, or you just didn't fancy asking a question because you think it might be stupid, that's not the case. Ask them questions. Sunday we go again. I need them questions. Without it, how am I going to do it, guys? So yeah, man. Obviously, Friday and Sunday won't be forever. In the coming future, it's just going to be Fridays. But let's just enjoy it while we have it. But enough of that waffling, man. Let's just crack on with what the questions we have. Let's start with Rex17. He's got quite a few questions. Do you think we should have given Kieran Gibbs one more year as we don't have a backup left back? Well, we've been through this before. It was quite harsh on Gibbs. He did need to go and get football. We weren't getting none. But because of Monreal's age, logically speaking, you'd have thought that Monreal would be the guy to go. But Monreal's decision probably was swayed. Wenger's decision was probably swayed. Monreal had a strong finish to the season. He started off okay this year. Stupid errors. In several positions, but. Yeah, you get where I'm trying to go with that. I mean, Everton, City, United, he was shocking in the second half after watching it again. Yeah, man. So yeah, Gibbs probably could have got a chance, and we do have a backup. We technically have. I know we play three at the back of Monreal's there, but if you want to be harsh and do things how they should be, it should be Holding. Monreal should be that backup left back. So Kola and Monreal. Below that, you've probably got the likes of Josh De Silva, who he's been playing at a left back a couple times in the youth side. I believe he could be made into a left back. He's excellent in the midfield and he could have a future in the midfield, but equally at left back, and he's probably the next one you're looking at. There's a couple other options you could do, or you could just do three at the back properly and play with wingers instead of fullbacks. So yeah, but yeah, to answer your question, I had a soft spot for Gibbs, so probably yeah, man. Thoughts on Ben Chief, Matt Macey and Eddie Nketiah signing new deals? Happy for them, man. I think Chief is very underrated. It remains to be seen if he's going to have a career here or someone else. I do believe he'll have a career in the Premier League. Well, Championship/Premier League. He's technically sound. He's very underrated. He can play everywhere. Probably if you ask him his best position or his favourite position, he'd say midfield. He's a very technically sound footballer. I got a lot of time for him. Eddie, you've seen a video about him before. Mr. Underrated. People weren't talking about him until now. Doing his thing, deserves his new deal, and it's down to, like Chief, it's down to him how far they want to go, whether it be at Arsenal or in football. Matt Macey, very highly rated within the club allegedly. Is at that age, getting to that age where he needs to play football, but he is young in goalkeeping terms. He probably heads out on loan next year or something like that, depending on the goalkeeping situation, because Czech is getting old. There's a case to bring in a new keeper. Martinez, we don't know what's happening there. Ospina, we don't know if he's going to depart. So there's a lot of changes to be made, and I've just said about 4 or 5 keepers, and realistically, you have one keeper and 2 others, and one's normally the third choice, normally a backup guy. So a lot remains to be seen on that front, my guy. But I'm happy. Eddie Nketiah and Thingy and Ben Chief signed new deals, man. They deserve it. They really deserve it. 2 underrated prospects, especially when before last summer when we had the likes of Willett, Malin, Hines, Benassia, etc., etc. These guys weren't being breaded, and you see my videos in the past. These other YouTubers claim they know what they're talking about. I don't claim to know everything, but I did know these 2 were good footballers. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question. And you've got a last question. Can you see Lacazette moving to Bayern Munich, PSG or Madrid? Well, I mean, if he was to do the business and have the output of their strikers like Lewandowski and then things like that, sure, why not? He rejected PSG for whatever reason, I don't know. Maybe he didn't want to be a backup. Maybe he just didn't fancy it. So who knows in that regards, to be honest with you. He's 26, 27, prime of his career. So if he keeps doing what he's wanting to do and he's playing that, to that level and they do come and he wants to go, sure, why not? But I don't see it happening. If I'm honest, he's 27, have his prime years at this club, approach 30, 31, depending on how old he is then, I don't know. But my guess, he spends the foreseeable future at the Gunners, and I like Lacazette. It's Lacazette FC, none of them Chilean ones. So yeah. Next question, Mohammed Abuka. Forgive me, my guy, man. I said that poor. What are you looking to achieve in football? Well, there's a lot I want to achieve, man. I want to gain my coaching qualifications even more. I want to get into scouting. I would love to be able to coach. I'd love to be able to scout an opposition, performance analysis. I do think I have a pretty analytical approach when it comes to football with the limited resources I have. I'd love to just watch the back four, the midfield and the strikers, different segments in the game. So I would love to do that. But in short, I'd say to answer that question, I want to be the face, or more specifically, pardon my language, the black face that I didn't see when I was a kid. I mean, sure, you saw a lot of players, but in managerial positions or positions of influence, you never saw black faces. And if I look at who I was looking to or trying to find when I was of a suitable age, I want to be that face for the next generation so they can think, okay, you have half a chance here. So hopefully, yeah, man. I mean, it's a dream and it will never happen. But I'd love to be the black manager that was the first black manager to win the Premier League. As a, well, you get what I mean by that. As a coach, that will again that ties into being someone people could look to for inspiration, because you've seen numerous black players that have won the league. Have you seen a black manager win the league? No. You've seen a lot of black prime minister and black MPs. Have you seen a black prime minister? No, you haven't. So you get where I'm going with that. RP asks, where do you get your information from? What websites, publications do you read / watch to get all the football info you have? Well, a true magician never reveals his secrets, my guy. That's a very broad question. In regards to information, a lot of it is my own opinion, to be honest with you, because I've been doing this and watching football since as long as I can remember. I've told you guys in 06, it was silly, but looking back, I was sending scouting letters over about the World Cup to Arsenal, so this is all I know, so it's hard to quantify. I follow a lot of think tanks, football organisations, a lot of people in the know. I have a team behind me. Well, I say team lightly. A couple individuals' opinions that I trust, and they give me players to look at. And obviously, if I like them, you'll see the vids. A lot of stuff like that, man. But I'm no different. I read the Sky Sports, the BBCs, the typical stuff. But a lot of it is because of what I have in my brain, to be honest. So hopefully, that answers your question. Aslan Baker asks, do you think we need to give players time when they come into their new clubs? Obviously, speaking in regards to the Premier League, look at the benefits of Raheem Sterling and Gab Jesus. Well, yes, of course you need to give time. Some man hit the ground running like Mohamed Salah doing his madness, and it's important to remember the season is a long run. I like Salah, but he might just have a dry patch in the second half of the year, which you've seen some signings do. Would that make him any less of a player? No, he's still adapting. You saw experts write off Sane after half a season, and now look, after that Arsenal game away, now look what he started doing. Yeah, you need to give time, but in English fans, the Premier League, we're the least patient and knowledgeable when it comes to taking time, and we love to write conclusions. So you're right on that one, bro. Jaden Sanjo asks, before Dembele's injury, him / Kylian and Mbappe were on the same level. Do you see him catching up again? Well, to be honest, they're still the same level. I still rate Dembele highly, and just being out for 4 months doesn't change anything. So, yeah. Does Iwobi get hate for no reason? In my opinion, if he was white or played for England, people would say he's one of our own. Well, I can't answer that, to be honest. I can say he does at times look like an easy target and a source of frustration. So, maybe. I'm not too sure on that one, my guy. Patrick Hayor asks, since our defence is so poor, who do you think we should bring in to try and tighten it up? Now, we're in a unique position at Arsenal. I've seen a lot of young players with potential that I would love to just pay that 40, maybe even 50 million for, these top French young centre-halves. But we need someone that's better than what we have to hit the ground running. If, like you see with Mustafi being out, we're dire options. If Koscielny, God forbid, long-term injury, we're in problems. So I'd probably say Manolas, koulibaly, I hope I said his name. There's a couple others, but they're two that we've scouted for madness. Arsenal scouts have been there and watched. How they're not here, I don't know. Hopefully that answers your question. Easy one asks, at what age do you think your prime could start and could what? This don't make sense, my guy. At what age do you think your prime could start, and could someone at their prime bro, this is a madness. At what age do you think your prime could start, and could someone be at their prime at 18 years of age? Well, finally, we got that one out there, didn't we? Well, yeah, people can hit their prime early. You've seen players peak early. Players have peaked early. Some players peak late. I mean, who's there examples of? I mean, you could say Aubameyang to a degree is not the best example, but in his early days, who is he? He's now peaked and come a long way, and he's a fairly established footballer. There's many different players. Gareth Bale, he was almost on the verge of being sold to Nottingham Forest. You've seen how it goes. So someone could peak at 18, man. I mean, I don't think Rooney peaked at 18, but just to highlight the case, them man there were playing football from 16. Cesc Fabregas the same. So they're more likely to have an early peak around the 20th mark, to which you now see around their 30, 31, they were kind of dying out more than usual because of the football and the toll that's been taken on their body. So yeah, man, we finally got there in the end, my guy, but great question. Tariq Amazing asks, what are your plans for Delu Laguna in 2018? Where do you feel you would like to improve? Well, my plans are just to grow the brand, grow the footprint, take over more of the market share, network with more of the real guys and more of the real fans like you guys, and just stop these waste men talking nonsense. But to do that, we need more real guys. None of these weird folk that shout and rave. There's one weird Spurs fan. He's small. One small guy. And one weird, and it's small white guy. He's weird, man. He's got the weird ass voice. Just weird, just stooges, man. So I'd say grow the brand, connect with more real guys. To be honest with you, improve myself, better myself. To be honest, like I'm learning to edit. It's hard, but I'm learning. You got another question? Do you get bothered by people sleeping on your material or not? Well, you could say yes, because if it was based on what you know, I mean, I'm not going to name drop anyone, but you know all of these other YouTube accounts and stuff, they don't know what they're doing. Again, they're twats. Like, they don't know what they're doing. If it's based on knowledge, and again, you guys know I don't know everything. I know I don't know everything, but I definitely know more than them. And when I see their material, obviously because of the fan base and the clout, they're in the thousands, and mine relatively modest. So you could say yes, but on the other hand, it is what it is, innit? We're in a market where foolishness gets praised. The realness takes a bit of time. So yeah. You got another question. What's most important for a manager? To improve players, biding their time to enhance their skill set, or merely picking the best 11 regardless of development / squad dynamics? Well, you can't answer that question in either direction. I mean, you're a manager. You have to do both. It's an impossible job. If you were to go down the development route, put 11 kids in there or 11 players that aren't a finished article and say, okay, we'll give them 10 games. They're going to give me some amazing games. They're going to give me some terrible games. And then we need them to try and get consistency. That's fine and dandy for the development. But the fans are going to be on your back. If results go your way, you're a genius. You're playing young and innovative players and they're doing it. And it's a risk and you have to be brave. And if it goes wrong, oh, why is he playing kids? You're not going to learn anything. They're this, they're that, and the third. So it is a bit impossible. You've got to find the middle ground. You've got to improve players in the sense that you've seen, let's say, Pochettino. He's improved Danny Rose. He's improved when he was there. Kyle Walker, Harry Kane, blah blah blah. But has the squad kicked on and got the results that they wanted? No, they haven't their most fantastic period. But have they got the league title? Now, if you was to say, of course, it's Spurs, and we know they ain't got the money like that. But let's say, for argument's sake, Poch said, okay, forget the development thing. I just want stars. I just want players that are going to hit the ground running. I do not care if you're not the finished article, you're not coming. You've seen Poch keep some players on and retain them, the likes of Lemena and stuff. Imagine he was cutthroat and said, all right, cool, if you're not doing dirt, you're out. He might get his results and be praised for his ruthless streak, but he might same way be mocked for that. So it's an impossible job, man. Between bringing through youngsters, results, tactics, managers have an impossible balancing act, in my opinion anyways. Squad dynamics too, because you're going to more likely, in regards to the squad dynamics, just to wrap this up, you're going to pick the players you trust. Like, let's look at Arsenal. Like, you have your favourites. Like, Jose is going to pick Lingard here and there. He's going to pick Pogba, obviously. He's going to pick Lukaku. He's going to pick, clearly, Rashford, because he's played in every game. Wenger, you're going to see Xhaka and Ramsey more times than not on that side. Because our opinion doesn't matter in this example. The manager believes he can trust them and he's going to get a certain thing from these players. So can they be blamed for sticking with these players that they believe in and are going to give them a result? I don't think they could. So it's an impossible question, my guy. But it's a great question. I love questions like that. Last question. At Karslang Dorji, which club should Goretzka sign for? Well, I'm going to obviously say Arsenal. We need him. But, I mean, Arsenal, there's a case to sign for Arsenal. There's a case to sign for Chelsea, United and City are interested allegedly. There's a case to sign for every English club and they've all got their individual plus points and things. Obviously, City, they're the winners. United, they're trying to get there. Arsenal, we play good football. You can come get gassed and there's a strong German contingent at the club, and whatever way people look at it, we are one of the sides charged with winning the league or attempting to mount a league challenge. I know that doesn't happen, but this is exactly what happens. So yeah, man. All the English clubs, there's cases for them, to be honest. There's a case for Liverpool, German manager, playing exciting football. They're doing their thing as well, similar to Arsenal. Yeah, man, there's a case to sign for all the top English clubs, to be honest with you. But guys, I'm signing out. Thank you very much for these questions. I enjoyed this one. Q&A, I'm out. DG out.